We help all kinds of people at the Winter Night Shelter. Some of those people have made bad life choices. Some of those people have just been dealt a really bad hand and are facing tough circumstances. And for many of our guests, it's a mixture of those things. They all have one thing in common, however, and that's that they've got nobody there to support them when things go wrong. So we are that last line of support when somebody has no one else to help them. Everyone has their own story. We've got guests who are in that prison street cycle of coming out of prison and ending up on the street and being unable to break it. And our welfare team help them to break that cycle and move on. We've got young people who are leaving the care system at the age of 18 and struggling to live independently. We've got people who have what you might call a normal life and they've suffered tragic bereavements and loss and hit rock bottom. This season we've had a businessman who had a successful business and was very work focused, didn't have his own family. His parents had died, so he had no surviving family, but his work was everything. And ultimately the business struggled and then failed. And after a time of living off his savings, they ran out and he found himself with the prospect of being homeless on the street, which terrified him. And so he found himself an overnight job for a supermarket packing boxes, just so he'd be in a safe environment overnight, warm and surrounded by people. And then he bought himself a bus pass. Then he would spend the days riding around the buses of Milton Keynes, just trying to stay warm and stay safe and rest where he could. We brought him into the night shelter and have helped him to find longer term accommodation and a more suitable job, and he's now in the process of rebuilding his life. We've had a lady with us this season who was also terrified to be on the street. She felt very vulnerable. It's tough out there. And every night she would go off quietly to a residential area and just find somebody's front garden to sleep in, just to try and be invisible. She came to us and realised she could be fed, she could be safe, she could be well rested, and that gave her the strength to make decisions to move on with the support of our welfare team to rebuild her life. Thank you for supporting us to help the homeless in Milton Keynes. You are partnering with us to help change people's lives.